Hey, ordinary old guy in the old garage gym, stay with me and just hear me out for just a little bit on this piece here. This is an important video I'm making, so much so that I even made some notes for myself, which I don't typically do. And this is about the whole part of starting over. Whether it's your first time working out, whether you're trying to recover from something and get back into working out, or maybe you used to work out before. So whether you're just starting, or whether you've been doing this forever, I'm 50 plus here, and all this stuff. What can I know? What am I going to know? That y'all can't go look at Renaissance Periodization or Buff Dudes with Athlean X or Will Tennyson. They all have videos on, hey, is this your first time working out? Here's things to look towards and all this stuff. And believe me, I've looked at those videos. And all I know is it's a little bit different from where I stand and where I sit, and what I think is actually applicable when you're doing that. I mean, there's people with million+ views, and we have to be careful sometimes of like, so does that mean everything is correct because it came from there versus somebody that we don't even know, like me, and I got like 2 people? But look, there's a little bit of a difference here, right? And so the difference being is that I'm living it. I haven't been working out since I was 12 in the fitness industry, business, athleticism, sports, military, or whatever. I'm a guy who's been up and down and in and out, and that's where it is. And this is specifically about, if you're going to start working out, what is your best plan to do this? Because most people who've been thinking about it, looking around, or even had past experiences, you got a bunch of knowledge. You know things you've seen working out. You get this routine, that routine. I should eat this. I should take these supplements. All this information. And at the end of the day, you're going to go to a gym, or you're going to go be in your own gym at home, and you're going to do things. And then, is it going to work out for you? So this is maybe even be somebody who's like, well, yeah, I've done that, and I've done this, and then and then I stopped, or I gave up, or it got boring, or it was too hard, or any of these different things. That's what I'm talking about right here. I've looked at some of those other people's ideas for starting off, and yeah, they're totally solid, and I agree. I'm just dialing it down a lot. Okay, so let me see if I can hit some of these things to share for you so that maybe they'll be helpful for you. And I just put number 1 here is assess your mindset as number 1. Assess your mindset. Spend so much time looking at what kind of exercise I should do, what kind of routine, what would work better. Should I do this old school style? Should I do this style? Should I do this style? Oh, this guy does this, that guy does that. All these different things. And you're looking at all this stuff, and you're seeing all these people, and you know stuff, and so you want to look at your expectations, and everyone will say, oh, expect this. And people, oh, you're starting off, so you should just swell up. You get newbie gains. You're like, it's like being on steroids. You're going to start working out, and you're going to like, oh my gosh, you're going to get all these gains, and if that's what you think, right, you have to be very careful from the standpoint of like, you start working out and all you're doing is feeling sore, and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I don't look any bigger. I'm putting on some more weight, but my gosh, I started with nothing. I started with a bar, and I look like a clown there or something. You're feeling down about yourself. It's like you got to assess that mindset that says, no, this isn't about any of that, right? You have to understand time and patience with this. That would be number 1. If I went back, very impatient, went to the gym, wanted to see all that, okay, I'm going to start this routine. I'll get to all the other mistakes for sure, but I want to try to go as fast as I can. Your character. What's your natural character? Are you somebody who gets into something and you stick with it? Or are you somebody that, like, when you get into something and it gets tough, you bail out of it? You got to know where you are with that for yourself, your maturity level. Where does that sit for you? So you can work around that, because if you ignore all those different pieces, you'll end up in the same place. You're going to end up in shortcuts. You're going to end up going, I think I need to take steroids. You're going to end up like, oh, that's too hard. It's not for me, or any of those things. So your level of dedication and commitment to it, can I do that? You don't have to think forever. Sometimes it feels like I got to do this all the time or whatever. And I'm going to get to my idea of what I'm trying to do and how I would make it better from all these other people. So, what are you doing and why? Really just start to think about why am I working out? Because I want to be jacked and ripped. I want to look like this I want to look like, Jesse James West. I want to look like Seth Feroce. I want to look like Christopher Bumstead. Who is that why? Or I want to get jacked so I don't look weak and girls will like me. These are legitimate things. I mean, most guys, this is what they're doing. Oh man, I wish I looked like that. I was like that dude. and whatnot. You got to assess that and start to tweak that and go, wait a minute, wait. I got to start looking at this from the standpoint of like, this is for me and what I want to do for me. So where is that motivation? And is it short term, right? Like I'm doing this so I can impress the girls or we'll get big in gym class and show everybody how much weight I'm lifting, or whatever it is. Is it going to be easy or hard? What is your mindset? You could be very positive, like it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy. I'm going to kill it. Okay, great. Have a positive mindset. You can be sitting there, oh, it's just going to be so hard. I don't know. Yeah, I just tried. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Are you trying to be like somebody? Think about all these different pieces. Really examine your head. That's where a lot of this stuff comes, especially if you're on the road of like, I want to get big and strong. What? For what reason? Because you're trying to hide insecurities? You don't feel good about yourself? Somebody did something to you? You can still work on all of that and build muscle and get big. But there's far too many people who ignore all that, do all those other things, doesn't work out. Doesn't matter how big you get, how many tattoos you have, how big your beard is. None of those things matter when you're just oozing insecurity at the end of the day because of what's in there. And you know it, right? So you want to look into that piece. 2, right? I might have to cut this super short. I'll go 2, maybe I'll split it up, all right? Gather information, not just about how to lift weights, okay? How are you going to manage your food, intake, sleep, stress? Food, sleep, and stress reduction need to be as much as a focus of anything else. Everybody, myself included, all the time, okay, what routine am I going to do? What supplements am I going to take? I'm going to take this whey protein. Let me analyze 12 whey proteins. All these different things you're doing. Maybe I should get some straps. Maybe I should get some gloves. Maybe should I wear a belt? Anything that you're looking at, like where should I go and how many days and the different routines and splits and all these. You spend all that time and energy into all of that. And even though we know, or maybe a lot of people, you already know, like, okay, I know I need to eat. But what does that really mean? And do you really know how you're going to track it? And are you going to start tracking it? And how are you going to keep track of that? And what are you going to do with that? And how do you manage stress? Do you manage it now? Do you just get high? I mean, that's not really managing the stress. So, I mean, what are you doing in there to try to figure out how you're going to make sure that those are your foundational elements that sits there and says, because if your stress is down low and you're getting good sleep and you're eating all the nutrients, you're working out, it's going to pay. It's going to pay off. But you pull any number one of those, and from my past experience, stress is the biggest one. So even if you get 8 hours, I got 8 hours, and you're eating a bunch of chicken and rice and potatoes and broccoli and whatever else, right? You're taking your proteins and whatever and all that stuff, but you're stressed and you're running on stress a lot of the time. That's going to be a big hole for you, and you're going to be struggling. Well, why am I struggling? So I'm getting sleep. I'm eating good, but I'm still lacking my gains. Okay, so all of those. See, we haven't even gotten near working out yet, and these things are what's important. I'm not even talking to you about how many days you should be going and all these different things. This is the foundation. This is cement for you here in your house. You want the bathroom fixtures, but you got to wait. So number 3, go slow. Focus on establishing a routine, not how much muscle you're growing, not how big your muscles are getting. Habit and routine is all you're trying to focus on. Right now, less is more. Focus on technique, range of motion, feeling the muscles. Forget about the distractions. Track everything. Write it all down. If I would go back in time, I would track everything. I created that habit later where I tracked everything. So much more helpful, so much more beneficial to see where I'm at. Gosh, what did I do last time? Where am I at? Have I been progressing on this? Okay, whatever. And then even if you at some point change your routine, then you can always go back and look at that and go, okay, that's where I was before. This is what I'm doing on this routine. Well, that's what I did on that past routine. Very important to make sure you're bringing that when you go, if you go to a gym, if you start working out, you're going to be tracking that. You're going to be tracking your sleep, you're tracking your stress, you're tracking your food. Those are all key components to success when it comes to being fit and being strong and all these different pieces. And I don't think anyone's going to be arguing that. It just gets glossed over. It gets jumped into, hey, start off, maybe 3 days a week, do a full body workout and keep it low and this ain't, stick to compound movements, blah, 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 this and that. Make sure you get your sleep and your nutrition. And it's just like, okay, like it's easy. No, it's not. These are all big things. Establish the habit and the routine. 4, stay on the course some set amount of time that you need to. Don't give in and follow the herd. Don't sit in there and go, man, look, I just watched this video and this guy's doing this workout, man, and look at him, right? You're gonna end up trying to follow a Seth Roche workout. And if you just started, it's not gonna, even if you do it, it's counterproductive, right? It's too much stuff. So you wanna stay in your own lane with some of this. Some of these people, you can't jump to where they are. All right, so watch out for that. And as long as you're getting your increases in your physique, that's what matters. And then watch out for the boredom. And that's what I mean. You get in there and you work out. And I say, don't focus on the muscles. And you're going and then you started. And you start on the bench and now you did is the bar. And it's a month later and now you're doing 75 pounds, or let's just say 135, right? Like, wow, that's pretty good. Hey, it's been a month and you went from just a bar to 135. That's great. And you're still feeling, yeah, but look, I'm not big and, I don't feel, you can't be in that sort of mindset space. This is a very long-term process. Like I said, a lot of those people you're going to look at out there, they've done it consistently for decades, even upon decades, and hardcore commitment to that, right? And so if you look at that and you look at yourself and you go, no, it's not going to matter, okay? Don't fall into that trap. I'm going to get back to you with a routine, some specific routines that I'm doing, restarting, and how I'm going to do it now, as embarrassing as it may be, to make sure that this time and all the times, the first time I started working out, all wrong. The next time after I stopped working out, went back, all wrong. The next time, all wrong, then all wrong. Because it all went back to the same place of like, okay, I got to build some muscle. I got to get big. It's got to be fast. I got to grow. The weight's got to go up. All these different pieces, right? But you know what? There's smarter ways to do that. That stuff you can also learn from all those guys out there who are presenting information, because there's a lot of great information out there. And with the guys I mentioned and some of the other people, go back and look at my other videos, influencers that I like, that give good information, and that's it. All right? So hopefully you come back and this one helps you out. All right. Thanks for stopping by.